Whoa, do they let you dye your hair at school? What's school? What's up, Nats? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Figma Persona 5 Skull / Ryuji Sakamoto. Oh boy, I am pretty excited to cover this figure because this is the start of something really great. The Persona 5 line is, one, a line that I really like because I love the game, but also Figma really goes out of their way to make all of these figures pretty much the epitome of what accessories, articulation, and aesthetics should be. And this guy is the definitive example of just how nice they can make their figures. And you may be asking, why start with Ryuji if you're familiar with the games? Technically, I should have started with Joker, but I kind of wanted to switch it up a bit because I covered the protagonist of the game last, and he is Joker. So I wanted to go deeper into the cast because I eventually will cover every member, and I wanted to go chronological, skipping Joker for the end because, you know, there's a little something. Yeah, this figure is phenomenal. And it's of a character I love so much. Ryuji Sakamoto he's a bro, you know, he's one of the boys. Whether he's accidentally telling everyone that he's a phantom thief or just saying, for real? Ryuji is such a fun character in the game. I love him. I love the story he goes through, you know? He's kind of like a Power in the last video where you kind of look at him in the beginning, you're like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be annoying. But you go through a social link, you realize this man, he's pretty deep. He's got a lot more layers than meets the eye, kind of like Power. And it's very sweet. He's a very sweet character. And I really like this figure of him. But enough dilly-dally, let's take a look at his...
Let's see what you're packing, pal.
Getting the more standard accessories out of the way, you get an extra joint in case the wrist breaks, and the Figma stand that comes standard issue with, I think, pretty much all of them. I believe his comes with an extender, but I don't have it on me. Sorry. Now, for the fun accessories, you get a lot. Figma really was generous with what you're getting here. You get his melee weapon, which is just a very beat-up steel pipe. I mean, look at that. James Sunderland wishes he could use a pipe like that. There is a nice wrap at the bottom, you know, to get better grip. So there's ranged weapon, because each Phantom Thief will include one of these. So you get a shotgun. It's not focusing. There we go. You get a shotgun, which is pretty simply done. Like no big details here, but it's nice. It's nice, and it works with the aesthetic of the figure. You get a generous amount of hands, including pointing, gripping, relaxed, more gripping, and some fists, and this really nice rock hand. Because of his all-out attack splash art, you do end up getting him to do this. So that's pretty cool. I skipped over one of the hands because it's actually compatible with this very charming accessory. I love the fact that they included this. If you're unfamiliar with the game, this is the calling card sent to Kamoshida, their gym coach, who is a pedo. And yeah, this is so well done. I love it because they really didn't have to include it, and the fact that it was included with Ryuji because it was made by him, so well done. And to use it, I mean, it's super simple. You just grab the hand and slot it in. There you go, like so. But bang, look at that. He holds the card. I'll show you how to put that on the body and then focus. There you go. And there you go. Now he's handing the card to his teammates. The final bit of accessories are his amazing expressions. These faceplates are super duper well done. I love how nice they look, especially this smile. The smile just screams wonder, joy, whimsy. This one where he wants to break your ankles. And he got his pretty relaxed face. Something a lot of the early Figmas I say struggled with were just a decent range where it's like, you know, you can have happy, regular, and angry. I feel like this one's perfect. Just a great set overall. And then the two interchangeable bangs are his normal look and the Phantom Thief mask look. Like all imports, it's pretty simply done. You grab a plate, you plug it in like so, and then you get the bang and you plug her in there. Ba-bang. And look at that. Very nice look. The seam is a little visible, but it's okay. And I do want to show you, there is a little difference between the material because this bang is actually clear plastic, so be careful with that. I don't know why they did that. It just kind of worries me. But I mean, come on, you can't argue with how nice this looks. This captures his character so well. But that's for...
What's cooking, good looking?
This, aesthetically, follows the Phantom Thief model of Ryuji to a T. Like, there's genuinely nothing I can argue about. There are some exposed joints, you know, his double jointed knees are a little ugly and his elbows are a little ugly too, but I really can't care because look at that. That is so well done. The collar is so, it's like a different material compared to everything else. The buttons are painted. Let's move this out of the way. Look at that, the little seams everywhere. And you go down to his belt and you get all the shotgun cells, which are not removable, but I mean, why would you need them to be removed? That's just gonna be scary to deal with. The elbow pads are very cool. The gloves have the little knuckle thing. His head sculpt is phenomenal with that skull mask. And the skull motif continues to his back with the spine of metal. Very nice. His legs carry, you know, the same, like the elbow guards become the knee guards. And then his feet are pretty simple, but I mean, they got the armor too. It's just overall, this figure is such a beautiful piece. And genuinely, there's not much I can complain about. Holy shit, the light almost fell. When it comes to scaling with Ren, he works pretty well. I'd say, you know, he measures up nicely. You do have to take in for the account that this guy has a pretty rough hunch there. So, again, like, you know, if you pose him up, you can kind of get him a little shorter. But you really don't want to do that. If you get him standing up straight, you know, look, it works, okay? It works. But he is a little shorter, so...
You really ought to loosen up.
When it comes to the articulation in the last Figma review, it ended up being the weakest part of the figure. But in this case, I'd say it's one of the strongest points here. This guy has a deceptive amount of range. I mean, just look at that. Look at that crunch, man. That is, like, obviously I'm using the crutch too, but, like, just the crunch alone is insane. This is one of the few Figmas that I've seen that has double jointed knees, which allow him to kick all the way up. The way his neck and head operate are really nice. You have a ball joint at the base of the neck, and then you have the standard Figma joint inside the neck, so he can really bury his chin. Let's say that his collar does kind of limit his looking up, but honestly, you get what you need. I mean, you get the range. I think the range is there, and it's very expressive. The mini scarf he's wearing, handkerchief, whatever, is nice. I mean, it rotates around. It's on a ball joint. It's not really a ball joint, actually. It's just a peg that it's supposed to swivel, but because of how loose the fit is, it kind of serves as a ball joint. I'd say be careful when articulating it. You don't want to snap this at all, because if you do, he's a pretty expensive figure. Look at the joints here, and yeah, you get really good range there. Actually, a ball joint integrated inside him. I don't know if you, there you go, you can see it. So it's working double time, which allows you to, using the cuts on his chest, really like reach across his arm, which, I mean, it's not too much, but it's more than it would if they didn't include this. Since this is a Figma joint, you get a bicep swivel and a swivel down here. I don't really want to use this because it's not going to give you much range, but this will give you loads of range. And I mean, look at that. A single joint is doing that much work. That is insane. The standard Figma hand articulation is present here too, or like the 2.0, because the original ones were just hinges. As I showed you earlier, the crunch is pretty good on this guy. You get a ball joint like at the base connecting the crotch to the stomach, and then the stomach to the upper body. So you get, overall, it's just really nice, smooth range. And the legs can kick out that far. Oh, kick out that far, kick forward, kick. Oh, careful when articulating him, because you can get the plastic stuck on the butt sculpt. You can get kicked back that far. It's really nice. It's a generous amount of range. Figma isn't really known for doing the best articulation, but I think with this line, oh, so good. And you get my ever-beloved integrated toe joints. Oh, look at that. Such a nice, smooth transition. I swear, I love these things so much. I hate the little, like, mini toe ones. They suck. And these can actually, like, hold, you know. These can hold the weight. I'm not even going to try to touch the top half because I want to show. Like, look at that. If you had the little P-toe, like the little flap toe, you're not going to be able to do this. But with an integrated joint, you can, because the weight is distributed much, much better. So yeah, in conclusion, Ryuji is amazing. With an amazing design, accessories, and articulation scheme, there's really not much more you can ask for. Unfortunately, this figure on the aftermarket is very expensive, and there hasn't been a reissue announced yet, but Yusuke recently got one, so maybe eventually they will reissue it and it'll be more readily available to people who want to get him. Ryuji over here is just simply a phenomenal piece. Super fun to play with, super premium feeling. There's really no complaints I can give this figure. Other than that, if you like the video, make sure to give it a like. If you have any thoughts on the character or figure itself, comment down below. Let me know if you've played Persona 5 or if you just like the character's design. And if you want to see more Figma Persona reviews, make sure to
subscribe to Silvernet.
So I'm going to be covering every single Persona Figma that I own. That's pretty much all I have to say. So, as always,
I've never felt like so much in love.